welcome back to my channel. I'm Debbie Williamson and this is Life Pinspired, where we bring our Pinterest inspiration to life realistically together. So I've been seeing this little quilted butterfly set that has a little crown and a little wand, and it is the most adorable thing ever. But I don't have any little girls, which is probably a good thing, or I would go broke. But I just saved it for the future because I have plenty of friends that have girls, and so I thought I could spoil them one time. And since this weekend I'm having a little bit of a girls' time with a friend who has a little girl, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to make it. Now, let's be real here. I am a complete beginner sewist. Don't even know if you say sewist, but I really am not good at sewing, or I'm learning. Not good. I'm learning. I've had my machine for a little over a year, and it was sitting at a little corner for the longest time because I was just way too scared to use it. But finally, when my friend had her baby shower a few months ago, I thought I'd give it a try, and now I am absolutely addicted. So if you see all of the things that are on my Pinterest board right now, oh my goodness. But after going on a little bit of a crazy scrolling moment, I realized that there's just way too many options out there, and they're all adorable, don't get me wrong, but it's easy for me to just get lost on the scrolling and never actually do something. And I really didn't want to spend money on a pattern because I don't even know how this is gonna turn out, right? So I thought that instead of paying for something, I could just wing it. If you'd like to try to figure this out with me, stick around. After watching a few tutorials, I learned that there were a few things that I was going to need. First, it was going to be one stiff interface type thing so that the wings can stand up. Some quilting batting so that it looks kind of fluffy, a dowel, but this was on sale, so I got a whole package. And after asking my friend what her daughter's favorite color was, she said rainbow, and so I found the most adorable fabric. I'm just so excited. I think that this is going to turn out so cute. Now for the pattern, I decided that I'm just going to go to Cricut Design Space and use a butterfly and just make a few changes to it so that it's an easy way to cut it on like craft paper and then use that for my design. I've never really worked with any pattern, so I've seen it on a few tutorials where people just print it and cut it around, but I figure if Cricut cuts it for me, it's much easier. So let's just see how that goes. Here's how I plan on bringing this to life. First, the inspiration, I already showed this picture, but this is kind of what drew me to this, the butterfly wings, the crown, the wand. But then I really needed to get a little bit more in depth in it. So for the wings, I know that they need to stand up on their own, so I knew that I needed some kind of stiff interface. Then for the straps, I have no idea how to put on elastic using my sewing machine, so I was just not going to mess with that. So I knew that I needed somehow to tie around the shoulders. So I found this picture here of these little straps. I feel like it's going to be much easier, and I can just measure it on her when I'm there, and this way I don't need to mess with things that I don't know. And then for the crown, I also don't have the measurements of her head, so also easier if I just do something in the front and then tie around the back. For the wand, pretty simple, around 3 inches for the star, the dowel, put it all together with hot glue and tie a ribbon at the end. As I mentioned already, material, what am I going to need? I got the rainbow fabric, stiff interface, batting, ribbon, dowel, already got all the material. For the equipment, I was making sure that I was going to use my Cricut to cut the template, sewing machine to put it all together, the iron because that interface is like an iron heat that attaches together, also to help unwrinkle my little fabric in case I need to, and then using the hot glue to put some things together in some areas. So for the template, let me walk you through it. I found this design on Creative Fabrica and thought that it would be perfect because I could use these inside lines as my stitching lines for the quilting. On Cricut Design Space, I was basically just taking on squares and using the subtract tool so that I could remove the middle of the butterfly. Then I got another square so that I could attach the 2 wings together. I stretched it and united it so that it could be all one piece. I knew that I wanted to keep the inside of the wings, but I also wanted the solid piece so that I could cut around it. So I duplicated it in one shape. I hid all of the contours. On the second shape, I kept it as is, but also the piece was a little too big for my mat, so I had to make sure that I could use the slice tool to cut it in half. My first thought was to convert the inside lines to score lines so that I could mark my paper. Don't know why, but it didn't work. I'll mention more on that later. But here, moving on to the crown, I basically just did a rectangle with a few triangles on top. I figured that I could just put it in front of her head instead of going all the way around, since I don't have the measurements of her head. Then for the star, I just picked a star shape and put around 3 inches and a quarter. Just seemed like a reasonable size. Then I changed everything to the same material color. And for the extra material, I used the inside of a wrapping paper roll, which was just leftover. So I figured, why not? So I chose light cardstock. However, it did not go as planned. You can see it ripped a little bit, but I figured with a little bit of tape, and it was rolled because of the roll, I had to iron it a little bit. But it all worked out in the end. I was able to put it all together with tape and have my butterfly shape. After I straightened my fabric and pinned my pattern to it, I actually used this tip that I saw on TikTok to put little magnets on your cutting tool so that you can have the perfect seam allowance. So I just kind of eyeballed it, but it worked. So I traced it all around my butterfly and then the crown. And I did the same thing with the quilting batting. I just moved the little magnet around depending on which direction I was cutting it on. Then when it came to the stiff interface thing, I wanted it to be actually smaller than the fabric since I knew that with the quilting, my fabric was going to shrink. I've watched enough videos to know that that happens. So to be on the safe side here, I just cut it on the same size as my pattern. Then I traced my score lines, but honestly, what was I thinking? What else was I gonna do with it? So I had to go back and really cut out the pieces, and it wasn't ideal because I hadn't planned ahead. So I just wanted to be easy, and I cut it out with my Cricut, but used the scissors to finish it. After doing all of that prep work, I brought all of the material to my friend's house, and there her kids helped me with a lot of the projects, so I don't have as much footage on it. So I used that template that I cut out of my Cricut and my heat erasable pans to mark it all off. Then I got the wings, brought it literally to her back so that I could see where the ribbons that I was going to use to tie needed to be at, and I pinned it in place. Brought it to my sewing machine. I do have this walking foot, and it was my first time using it, and let me tell you that it makes so much easier. The internet was right, so use it if you can, but you need to make sure that when you get to the little corners, you leave the needle in and then move your fabric around so that you have those sharp corners. It was really helpful to do that. When I was done, I just used my scalloped scissors to finish it off. For the crown, I did not have a video unfortunately, but all I did was layer first the side of the fabric that had the stiff interface. Then I put the ribbon so that there was enough to tie around her head, just one big piece in the middle with the loose ends in the corners, then the batting, then the fabric on top, and just sewed around all of the edges and finished it off with my scalloped scissors. And last but not least, for the star, I just kept the 2 pieces of fabric with the 2 pieces of batting inside, did the stitches just all around it, put the dowel inside, closed it with some hot glue, tied a bow around it, and to say she loved it is an understatement. She was jumping around the place just saying how she was a fairy princess, and I was just so proud that I could give that to her. That was such a fun make. At first, I was a little scared of making it, but I think that it turned out so cute and I'm in love. But a few things, lessons learned for myself, and also if you want to try to make it yourself. So things that I would do differently. One, of course, I would have already cut the template with the holes in the middle the first time around on Cricut so that I could draw the quilted lines. I don't know what I was thinking about the whole scoring lines. Don't overcomplicate it, just cut the inside on a little bit of a stiffer paper so that it's easier for you to cut in the middle. Then the stiff interface. I used it on the crown, and I noticed that as it curved around her head, it kind of wrinkled a little. So either I would not do that, I would quilt both sides with the batting and then just put that in the middle so that it's stiff, or really not use it at all because with the ribbon around her head, it's just easy enough for it to stand up. But besides that, honestly, I don't think there's anything I changed. This was simple enough, and I would 100% do it again. If you enjoy figuring out how things work, not going by a pattern in particular, or maybe learning how to use a pattern to create your own project or bring your Pinterest vision to life on your own current conditions, then you are going to want to subscribe to my channel so that we can hang out and figure those things out together. Also, if you're interested in joining a community of like-minded people, so people who love crafting, who sometimes overthink, sometimes have too many ideas and don't know what to do with them and just need a little bit of a push, you are going to love my virtual crafting community. You don't have to craft alone. The link is going to be in the description. It's completely free to join. I appreciate you so much for sticking until the end with me. I will see you in the next one.